Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and we got a brand new vehicle, just came out. This is from RC4WD. It is a brand new rock racer, branded by Miller Motorsports. So all new platform from them. I've never had anything from RC4WD, so I am learning about this brand. They were located here in San Jose near where I live. I think they moved out to Visalia, California, but a local brand. They've been, putting out mostly crawlers throughout the year, so I don't do a whole ton of crawler content, but they came out with this, asked me to take a look at this, and I was super excited because it's not just a crawler. This is a rock racer, 2S and 3S lipo capable. Looks pretty good. Now obviously it has all the branding, all the sponsorships, all the official licensing, pretty nice looking wheels and tires as well, beadlock tires actually, or wheels actually, so you can't swap these out without having to unglue the tires, but looks really nice. The body, is obviously kind of a Jeep style body. Looks like dual stage shocks, sort of the softer springs up top, the stiffer springs in the bottom there. Obviously fixed axle or solid axle design, transfer case, looks like metal drive shafts, metal linkages as well, trailing link arm suspension, all that kind of stuff. Rear is a fairly complex setup. I'm not exactly sure what you call this, but a lot of the crawlers kind of have this style. Suspension, limiting straps, does have these interesting pieces here. I'm not sure if that's a 1-to-1 scale thing, but there are actually additional shock absorbers. I thought they were broken shocks when I first saw this, but they're actually additional shock absorbers for when you bottom this thing out. Actually, you get additional damping. The limiter straps are adjustable to limit droop down there below. Looks like lockable diffs front and rear, so there are actually cables to the differential, so front and rear lockable diffs. It's also 2-speed. It's also 2 and 4-wheel drive transmission, so this is going to be pretty interesting, pretty heavily featured. It comes with the Dumbo RC radio. It's not branded Dumbo RC, but you can see that it's pretty much similar to what you would buy. I have one of these, 6-channel radio, on-off switch, 2 dials up here, 2 on the thumb here, and then all your typical adjustments here in the back covered. Servo reversing for the different channels, looks like dual rate, and trims for steering and throttle. So pretty nice radio, especially for an RTR. It's got a ton of channels because it's got a lot of different functionality on those channels to adjust things. Body is really nice, very scale. Here's a battery compartment here on the side, held in with body clips. Does take an XT60 connector. Like I said, 2S and 3S capable. Looks like runs pretty much a standard 3S pack, so you will want to have XT60 connector there on your battery, or at least an adapter. Plastic cage, nice panels. I think to get at the servicing the motor and stuff, you will have to remove the panels. I don't think there's any sort of quick release or anything that I could find, so pretty scale, but a little bit more work if you actually have to tear everything apart. But the battery compartment is there. Looks like a nice little skid plate here on the bottom, transmission there underneath, and it does have a lot of nice sort of scale details. Like the motor is covered there with like a V8 engine looking, I don't know, replica sort of scale details, including like a accessory belt here, using like a rubber or nitrile style O-ring there. So yeah, very scale, very nice. Nice plastic tubular chassis. So I would say this thing is very scale. That's the number one thing I noticed was this thing. I am glad that they came with a rock racer. I've never had a rock racer before. Always thought about buying one. Never had the opportunity, so it would be nice to check this thing out. Very nice wheels, tires. Looks like 1.9s, I think. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. Pretty medium soft foams. They are definitely foams, and maybe sort of progressive foam action. I don't know if they're dual stage or what, but yeah, nice foams, some softness, but then they definitely firm up. So a lot of details here in the back. I don't think these are LED pockets. We'll see. I couldn't see any light buckets there in the back, but the headlights do have light buckets. Nice sort of radiator fans. This thing I assume is like kind of a scale detail, like for what you would typically have, like a fuel spout here into the fuel cell, I'm imagining, and then I don't know what these are supposed to be, maybe hydraulic lines or something there in the back. So I'm not that familiar with all the scale stuff. Even a sort of fake or replica hinged compartment here in the back. So no fifth wheel or anything like that, but yeah, it looks really, really nice. So that's enough looking at the vehicle. There are no drivers or anything. On-off switch here, ESC there in the side. It is programmable, so that's nice. Looks like pretty much a hobby wing style ESC, probably similar to their regular quick run line, but looks really nice overall. So yeah, definitely want to take this thing out and see how it actually performs. One quick thing, the manual is pretty nice, very detailed, almost like a little booklet, and includes like these pull-out charts here in the back to have all the exploded diagrams. Quite a few pages of that. So it's got the part numbers, got the measurements of all those things. So very, very detailed manual in a few different languages as well. Includes batteries, so 4 AA's for your radio, which is nice. Includes additional stickers here. So I don't know if this is just for another body. If you bought another body, you could get different stickers, but that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, let's take this thing out and see how it actually drives. Okay, we got a 2S pack fitted, and let's turn this thing on. Switch here on the side. I did calibrate the ESC and set the throttle to max, and also played with the ESC settings a little bit. They were a little different from what the manual said, so I just set them to what I like. So we'll see how this thing actually drives. Steering looks okay. It does have the 2-speed and the 4-wheel drive, so I think I got it set to 4-wheel drive right now. Yeah, 4-wheel drive, that is on the low speed. 2-wheel drive, let's try high speed. So now we're in high on 2S. Alright. And then in terms of diffs, let's see what we got. I think I got them locked right now. Oh no, they're unlocked. So diffs are unlocked on 2S high speed. That's what you're going to want to do for normal bashing. And then we're going to lock the diffs. See how that goes. Interesting. Well, on loose stuff, it's not that big a difference. Should make a bigger difference on definitely set up more as a car, I think. Drives even though it's a solid axle vehicle, it's it drives very, very smooth actually. Not really jumping, so, but on ground actually drives quite well. The tires are pretty good. Now the only thing I had trouble with is that the battery compartment is really made for soft packs, and I have mainly hard packs, so I'll need to get a real 3S pack. But go back to slow or low. Okay, this is like crawling mode. Definitely crawl mode. Back to high. Let me try rear wheel drive. So there's also rear wheel only. Yeah, definitely out of shape a little bit more. Okay, well I think we need to try 3S because definitely supports it. It could use a little more speed. Alright, we got a 3S pack in there and a little bit different part of the park with a little more terrain that I don't normally drive in this part, but I think it might be good for this trip. So, okay, we're still on 2-wheel drive. Let's go to 4. Let's go to high speed. Alright, now we're talking. Yeah, this is what you want. You want 3S on high. I mean, it's not a hardcore basher, but it's doing all right. Oops. Solid axle, you know, oops, it does roll. Let's flip that over. I mean, you can just kind of drive out these things with like with no momentum. You just kind of crawl up the ramp. Yeah, normally you would not be able to crawl up these things. It's a crawler, it's a basher, what is it? It's everything. It's scale. Okay, sent it. I think that counts as a send for this thing. Wow, that is steep. I don't think you guys know how steep this thing is. It's probably about 70 degrees. Let's try some. Let's lock the disc and go in low. Alright, need a little more than that. Look at this. There we go. So yeah, you can crawl. Let's unlock the disc. 2-speed, high speed, or you can bash. And multi-talented. Oops, I think I flipped. Alright, I got some more rocky terrain here. Alright, you guys want to see it sent? We're going to try this. It might be the last jump we can attempt, but we got the big boy jump here. Let's try this thing out. Okay, so not quite fast enough to jump over that thing. Try the other side. I don't know if that's king of hammers, but it's king of something. Okay, there we got it. A little bit of running of the RC 4-wheel drive Pro Rock Racer from Miller Motorsports. A fun little buggy. Just want to share my thoughts after having had a chance to run it through a few packs. Great little buggy. A lot of fun. I think what I like the most about this is it has a lot of features. It's much more capable than your standard crawler that is more limited in what you can actually do with it. You could actually take this, you know, on a trail with you while you're hiking or running or something like that. Goes a lot faster than your typical crawler with the 2-speed. Does have the lockable disc and the lockable, you know, 2 or 4-wheel drive functionality, which is pretty cool, and it comes with a nice radio. I did not break anything, so you know I did jump this off some pretty big jumps. Surprisingly, or I don't know, not surprisingly, nothing broke. I mean, I didn't really crash it bad or anything like that, but The buggy held up fine. The other things I like about it, you can crawl with it as well. Obviously, it's got decent tires. It can go up those steep banks, and then you can also kind of send it. You know, I wouldn't say you would want to launch this off a 10-foot jump and, you know, try to backflip or anything like that. It's not going to perform that well in that type of scenario, but it's much more capable than your typical little crawler. So compared to this, I think it would be something like a Traxxas TX4, which I also have. That I don't think it's as good of a basher. I don't know if it's just the narrow wheelbase or what, but this I found drove much more like a desert buggy on the higher speed stuff than something like a regular crawler. So I think that Rock Racer thing works pretty well as a more versatile vehicle than your typical crawler. Downsides to this, number one, I would say, you know, I wish the battery compartment was a little bit bigger because you do have to use soft packs, so just be aware of that. If you don't have any soft packs, you will need to pick some of these up. Second thing is just, it's a fairly complex vehicle. It's got a lot of channels, a lot of like servos and stuff that are doing things. So obviously you've got channel 1 and 2 with the steering and throttle. You've also got the lockable diffs, front and rear. You also have the 2-speed transmission, and then you also have the 2 and 4-wheel drive functionality. So it is complex. It does have a lot of moving parts, you know, with the limiting straps, all the different shocks and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how the long-term durability will hold up. I mean, I didn't break anything, but just be aware, you know, if you're trying to launch this thing on big jumps, there are a lot of parts. It is a more complex vehicle, and you know, just something maintenance wise, I think as well, you'll have to keep track of. And then the last thing, just RC4WD drive is a smaller brand, so parts wise, I did notice A-Main does carry RC4WD drive parts, which is cool. I'm sure you can get parts directly from them, but you know, most local hobby shops are not going to carry a whole ton of parts, so you'll be mostly buying parts online. So yeah, that's it for the Midler Motorsports Pro Rock Racer from RC4WD drive. Cool little buggy, a lot of fun. I actually do think I like this Rock Racer style because it's just more capable than your typical crawler. You know, even if you had something a little bit more basic, I think it would be fun as well. But these tires, everything actually worked pretty well, and you know, much more capable than your typical crawler. So hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.